Hi guys, you are on our channel Kubay Design, and today we want to show you the process of production of carbon parts. There are different types of carbon, but most often we work with carbon to 145. It goes to the first layers, are those that are visually visible further. The second layer is 600 carbon. It is much denser, well, and there a little bit of weaving is different, that is, the cell is much larger. It goes always on the second, third, fourth layers, as if they build up the thickness and kind of rigidity, but the visual carbon that you see on the parts, it goes to 145. Of course, we have different carbon, there is a different, but most often we use this. The second stage is, we have for example a matrix, this is the lining on the air filter on the AMG car, on the 63 motor. This is such a lining goes, there we have a matrix. There is carbon, it is already cut here. Professional knives cut out the right pieces to lay it down here. This is, for example, the 245 carbon, that's the first layer that goes on, and then the 600 goes on from there. In order to properly lay the carbon fiber in the matrix, and so, that it does not change its structure, because it stretches, and the cage will look completely different. It should be sprayed with a special spray, so that after spraying it is this color, and it does not stretch so much. It can then be normally laid in the matrix, and the pattern can be preserved as it should be. This is how the process of laying. The first layer is done. For example, this is the Mercedes-Geländewagen spoiler, and these are the headlight covers, also on the 2018 Mercedes-Geländewagen. The problem areas are trimmed right away, because it's so much easier to trim it right away, because it's already very hard after the final finishing and pouring. After laying all the layers of carbon fiber, the pill play, such as special fabric, is laid, and after that, the conductive mesh. When we run the resin to then separate all these conductive tissues from the carbon. After all the layers have been laid down, pill play, conductive, carbon, next we need to package the product. Here that is look like. The tape is here. There is a special film that holds a temperature of about 200 degrees. This is where the tubes are installed, and film on a special tape glue the matrix, so that there is a vacuum, so that the air does not escape. There's an end cap here. This is where we put the resin, and the resin then under vacuum goes all the way through the entire product. That's how it looks even then. This is the part already poured, but not yet unpacked. But after this vacuum forming, it will already be a little bit stronger than even some metal parts. This die has already been packed, and will now be going through the shedding process. But before that, you need to heat the matrix to a certain temperature. When it's all heated up the way it needs to be, we'll start the resin. We mix the resin with the hardener. Each part has its own number of grams. Here is the supply tube. And here is the vacuum tube. Now we will insert this tube into a cup with resin. And the vacuum will draw in the resin. And the resin will completely pour in here.
Вот и пошел процесс.
After pouring, you need to wait at least 12 hours for it to cure properly, at the right temperature. Next is the unpacking process. I mean, it all has to come off, and that's when we get the part. It looks something like this, so the working surface of this part should be here, where the edge goes. That's it. It's all unnecessary, shall we say. Well, when we took this out, it looks like this. Of course, it's not particularly pretty. Then it goes to another shop for fitting, trimming, and gluing. Next, I'll show you how the gluing process works, for example, with a spoiler. He's already been clipped. He's got it all figured out. We have those tools. Well, not just like that, of course, we use this. It's an electric gun, with the right special sealant under carbon fiber already. Only experts know how to apply it all. In order for each of our products to clearly match the parameters of the car, we screw to the copy of the roof of the car that we made from fiberglass and try it on to see if everything is in order and if everything fits. So that you don't have problems with the installation later. This is very important at the gluing stage, because if you glue this large part incorrectly, it will be twisted, and it will change its shape, and will not fit your car, and it will be like a helicopter. And if we send such a part to the other side of the world, it is very expensive, and it will not fit on the car, then it will be a big problem. Our clients are very important to us, so we approach this issue very responsibly. After the part is made, tried on, cut, it goes to the varnish. When a part comes into this department, it must first be grinded. That's what the guys are doing right now, to get this layer off. Well, it's wiped down. The primary layer is removed, so there's no wax in there. Nothing degrease, and then the lacquering process starts. And you can see the part when it is not lacquered. It is so matte. There are different separators applied. Nothing is erased from it. And when it's already lacquered, well, it's a different look. On this side, we also apply a little bit of varnish so that it doesn't absorb moisture to enhance its beauty and presentation. Essentially, it makes no difference. It's the unseen aspect, but when the customer receives it, it's kind of a lot nicer to pick up. There you go. Look, this part is already finished. Well, we kind of think of it as a semi-finished product. There was a piece of fabric like this. Now it goes like this solid piece. For example, this is the air filter cover on the AMG 63 car. And now we have cars on which we can try on these parts and see if everything is okay. Fit. It's coming together nicely. After the fitting, then we take it to the lacquer shop. In this video, I showed you the complete process of making carbon fiber products as produced by Kubay Design. Many interesting videos are coming. Subscribe and turn on notifications to not miss anything.